What's up, everybody? This your boy Smoke.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike, from the No Pod Just Cash Show.
What up, what up, what up? It's your bro show from the No Pod Just Cash show.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. What are deal breakers in relationship? Join us on the show. No pod, just cast.
In three, two, one, go.
Let's start out with abuse. How y'all feel? Is that a
Oh
deal
wow!
breaker in your relationship?
Who
I'm gonna
who
say
abusing who?
it don't matter.
Don't matter.
In my opinion, it don't matter.
Because
If
No.
it could be
I refuse,
physical, it could be emotional.
Listen
right?
here. I have a phrase that I always tell a woman.
Talk about it.
If you make me mad enough, I got to hit you. I don't need to be with you.
Well, look at if I gotta have bail money saved up
Yeah,
just in case I
I don't need
know.
to be with
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do
you.
that.
Nah,
I'm not
you
gonna
make me that man.
What's
We
a
we
bill,
we
man?
we might not
do that.
even
Right.
start. We might not even
Mm-hmm.
start, bro.
But yeah, man.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, definitely that's abuse is definitely a deal breaker, man. Especially when we talking about physical for sure. A
Right.
lot of times people take it, they take a lot when it deals with emotion. It's not always the instant deal breaker. And we know
Right.
Right.
physical is not always the instant deal breaker either. But those two things, in my opinion, I think, you know, it can be some problems. Of course, it is some problems, of course. But also too, I think people fail to mention or realize too is it's just possibly major issues from upbringing.
Mhm.
It could
Yep.
probably be it definitely is a deal breaker sometimes. I mean, some people had some traumatic experiences and hey,
Correct.
they walk through it, but then some just can't walk through it, and some people just not built to deal with that type of
But you also got to think
situation.
about mental abuse too. Verbal abuse.
Yeah,
Hmm.
That's just as worse as physical abuse sometimes.
Absolutely,
I agree.
Tearing
absolutely.
down somebody's character,
Mm-hmm.
making them feel unconfident, not confident about themselves,
Hmm.
just body shaming and stuff like that. Those those should be some deal breakers too. But of course, some people get caught up in a relationship and they can't really pull away from that. You
Facts.
know,
Yeah, I
because
think.
I know one, I know one would kill me when I sometimes like you ever made a girl mad. Now everything been good, right? Y'all been kicking it. Y'all been getting your groove on.
Oh yeah.
Soon as she get mad, she want to say something negative about the sex. And you ain't complained no time before this.
See.
Hey,
That's emotional abuse for us.
Yeah.
hmm
Now
I
because
mean,
you mad,
She
right?
now
just
you
being
was it
spiteful, bro.
ain't all that anyway.
That just
Oh
a
It
yeah,
must
spiteful
be.
individual.
yeah. That's a
They,
form
that
of
can almost be a deal breaker for me, man. Because I'm like, hold on now.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, what? Now, here's a question though for you, show. What if she telling the truth?
Yeah, I was about to say, how accurate is she?
Now, again, I'm a dangerous man with that Viagra in my hand.
That
But now,
is.
what if? But that's for other people though. But what if that's actually a true statement? How are you able to deal with that? Is that considered emotional or verbal abuse?
It,
I
it's
think
it's
you
it's not
gotta be
true for
confident,
me.
bro. You gotta be confident.
It's not true for me. If I was told that, it's not
Hmm
true.
Now, how you know that?
And what it ain't
Well,
necessarily
let
your
me say
fault.
this. Let me say this. I ain't had no complaints. So
I say it
if
ain't
it
your fault if you
is,
pick the
they ain't never
girl.
said nothing.
Oh, that's the ego trip move right there. You doing, cat?
Hey, it ain't
Yeah.
your fault if you pick the girl who wide as the Atlantic Ocean. You know
Man,
what I'm talking about?
you fall in one leg all the way in the
Wallless, right? Wallless, without walls, no borders. You understand me?
Oh, we
That ain't your
okay,
fault. That
man.
ain't your fault.
right, right.
That ain't
Okay,
look no.
man.
Right
We
now, we might need
we
to put some lemon or some lime around there or something.
I
Suck
ain't,
that
bro.
back
That's
up.
I need a surgery. A needle and thread might work. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
You gotta,
Well, you know what though? That's funny that y'all
yeah.
said. It's funny that y'all said, about the sex or whatever's not good. So let's move on to the next one. Infidelity.
Mm, period.
That's a touch and go situation right there.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I've seen it where men egos are real fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we commit infidelity, we want that woman to forgive us, and a lot of times women do forgive you, but for us,
Mm-hmm.
we thinking about that about somebody else drilling. That's hard to get over for us for
Oh
some
yeah,
reason. You
and,
know what
and,
I'm
and
saying?
yeah, and that's part of the ego because the old saying is it was good for the goose, it's
Ooh,
absolutely
good for
good
the
for the
game.
gander.
Correct.
So just as well as she cheat or a man cheat, to me, it's just as impactful. I you know I can't up here and say I've been cheated on before, and I ain't gonna lie to you, hurt like hell,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
hurts like hell, especially when
Yeah.
you into that person and you just like, why would she do me that way?
And
Right.
that right. I've been there too. I was like,
And it's
Yeah.
like,
dang,
I've been
I
yeah,
there.
would have never,
so
I would have never
it's
did you like that.
yeah, it's a
The
little,
hell?
it's very hurtful. So, you
Mm.
know, I think on both sides, it's just as impactful. I don't think there's no, well, I mean, because I've been in conversation where they say, well, it's more, I'm like, no, 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 it's impactful. Hurt is hurt, and there's no impact to that. Emotional hurt is emotional hurt, especially in that situation there.
But I feel like too when women do it, it's an emotional thing. I feel like when women do that, they kind of like they have to kind of love, like really care for that person that they're doing it with.
Yeah.
Whereas like with men, we can literally just hop on some and I might forget a name, don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's just something to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
With women, it's like, oh, it's almost like they building a case against you. You know what I'm saying? And then they just like stack the deck against you. Then now they gonna go and be with this other person who they probably been knowing or whatever. Um,
Ah,
it's usually I think it's more of an emotional thing with them. But that is literally it's
well,
a nut for us. I'm just gonna call it what it
yeah.
is. You know what I'm
well,
Yeah.
saying?
well,
And then,
it can go both ways though, because sometimes for some women it can just be revenge. They don't necessarily have to love the person that they went and cheat on you with.
Well, that
They
that
might,
sucks, man.
I'm saying, I mean, I've seen it done.
I feel you.
I've
That's a
seen it
dangerous
where
relationship.
they find out their man cheated. Some go and cheat with their friend. Now
Dang.
that dude might not be your friend because he went there. You know,
Mm,
um, it sometimes it ain't always just because they feel for somebody else.
right.
They might feel so deep for you, and a woman scorn is a dangerous thing. So some women do it to get back,
Damn.
and
That's
ain't
a
ashamed to
dangerous
tell
and
relationship.
you.
I agree with you, and we do the
You know,
same thing. We do the same exact thing, man. If
yeah,
we get hurt, especially a good guy get hurt. Yeah, nine. I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, because that's like everybody like to say that loosely. But there's a percentage that in the back of our mind, we want some get back. I mean, is it right? No, it's not. But especially when you choose to forgive and remain in a relationship, then it's still not right, regardless of what she did or what he did. Um, Overall, I just think to avoid that situation is always communication. Be honest,
Yeah.
not dishonest. Be honest.
So at what point do like let's say you got a wife, girlfriend, whatever, cheat, right?
Uh-huh.
At what point, like where's the line between forgiving and saying, you know what, I'm out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's your wife, do you say, oh well, we married, let's work it out, let's try to, or if it's, oh, we that's just my girlfriend, so she did that, whatever. I ain't got nothing to lose. Let me go ahead and just go somewhere else. So like at what point? Like at you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type where I'm just out. You know what I'm saying? Based off my
Yeah.
experiences. I tried it. That jump, it's a very sensitive issue, dog, for a man who really cares about his woman to find out that she's, finding, uh just peace and understanding and whatever else with this other fella, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm like, all right, look at y'all. You just gonna go be with him, whatever. I guess I'm a little bit more unforgiving because I'm my whole thing is I wouldn't have did you like that. Like I wouldn't have did that. So
Mhm.
my whole thing is like, um, yeah, like. So my question to y'all is: at what point do you, or what's the situation where you say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna work it out," or what's the situation you say, "I'm out of here"?
I think it's your threshold. Everybody has a threshold. Um, like I said, I've been cheated on. I forgive. Um, some people got very short wicks. Some people have very long wicks. I guess it's just all about who the person who you are.
Mm.
And what you're willing to do to, I guess, save the relationship. If both parties are, of course, willing to work it out, then by all means, let that be your choice without having no shame about
Mm.
I think it depends on the relationship that you have with that person. It could be now if it's just someone you just dating, y'all haven't taken it to that next level of thinking about being married, or y'all are married, then I get it. You're gonna cut that off at the beginning. But if you've been married to someone for some years and you really love them, and no matter how much it hurts,
it. Hmm.
sometimes you're gonna be like, okay, well let's try to find out what happened. Why did this happen? You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
sometimes it's worth fighting for your relationship because something might have happened that led to that.
Hmm.
And because I don't see nobody just leaving and getting a divorce as soon as it happens all the time. Now some people do it,
Right.
Surely.
but that means how deep is the love that you have for that person? Because
How
you
deep is your
there we go, break
love?
time. How
Boom,
deep
boom,
is
How
your
boom,
love?
deep
boom,
is your
boom,
love, baby? Okay, but
boom,
How
boom,
anyway.
deep
boom,
is your
boom.
love? But anyway, uh,
Yes, sir.
so so when you talk about that being a deal breaker, if you married, sometimes it's hard to just pull out of that marriage like that,
Yeah.
and especially if you really is in love with this person, and if they tell you, "Well, I felt this way," you can kind of see it, but it depends on your mentality.
And
You
I agree
know,
with you on that.
are you strong
It's
enough
all
to
about who you are.
handle forgiving them?
Boom. Say that again.
Can you really forgive them for that?
That
You know
means
what I'm
wipe the
saying?
slate clean.
Right,
Well, yeah, it has to be some sort of change behavior as well, though. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Absolutely, Mike.
right.
Because like if
Absolutely.
if if somehow whatever that behavior is, if she constantly is going in a certain direction, you have any discussions about, hey, I don't want you doing X, Y, and Z, whatever that might be, but she keeps, continuing in that direction. I say once somebody show you who the hell they are, man, pay
Yeah.
attention, believe them, bro, and then
Yeah.
make your decision accordingly. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So,
so you saying that there's no room for correction once they do it?
I think there's no room for correction once it's done, and like if it's a situation where they're not showing any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? They're not showing any kind of
Remorse?
remorse. That's the word. No remorse.
Well,
Just acting like
But
yeah, it
what if
happened.
they do show remorse and they ask you, let's go to counseling, let's go try to work it out. Is that no opportunity to reconcile then?
Well, you know that counseling is a. I think counseling definitely works, but I think once I'll say again, once a person show you who they are and they
That's it for
don't
you.
have any remorse about who they are, I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Me personally, I'm not talking to a counselor. How about this? How about let's talk to a counselor why things are going well? You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Great. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't feel like most time usually the person that want to do the counseling is that guilty part, the one who done messed up. They trying to just save or whatever.
For
Them the
sure,
ones
for
that want to
sure.
go to counseling. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like
Yeah.
that ain't how it works. I just feel like when you so disrespectful with it and you're not showing any sort of remorse or anything. Um, yeah, like I feel like at that point you're at a point where you really have pushed your partner away. I was pushed away. You know what I'm saying? Like I requested the change of behavior. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot
Well,
of different things.
what are some of the behaviors that you kind of like, I guess the expectations of some of the changes that you're seeing? Because like there have been situations where the person don't show remorse, but they
Right.
still make the changes.
Nah, this was a situation where my situation was the communication. Okay, if you step out, you know what I'm saying. You step out there and you do some stuff with another guy, whatever, right?
Mhm.
It's found out that you've been stepping outside of your situation. You know what I mean? And if you say, okay, well, I really don't want to, I don't want you like communicating with this person. Like you can't. How can you fix it if you still have a relationship with the person? So basically, my person had a relationship with a person who I never like met this person. I never
Loud and clear.
like he was a so-called friend, but I'm like, well, I met all your other friends. Why can't I meet this guy? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, oh, then like found out, oh yeah, well we talked a couple of weeks ago. Huh?
So
What?
it's secrets. It's the
It's
secret
it's
part.
it's secrets,
The
dog. That's what
secrets
I'm
keep it.
saying. So to
Yeah.
me, it's like
Mhm.
that just proves to me, and I'm okay with this. I'm not the guy for you. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Cause
You
my
accept it.
self esteem is my self esteem is through the roof.
Esteem. There
I
you go.
love myself. You feel what I'm saying? That part. I love
Yeah.
myself, dog. So for me to allow myself to put up with a woman who essentially showing me she gonna do what she want to do. It don't
Right.
matter what I say, bruh. I'm not. I'm not gonna fight that. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what you want, I suggest you go do whatever. I don't care what you do at this point.
Mhm.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm
And like
out.
I said, they are, these situations are not, written in black and white. I mean, these
Right.
situations be complicated. But like I said, I've been in relationships where the person didn't show remorse, like, I'm so sorry, this won't, but at the same time, they change their behavior. Now I get
Right.
it,
Behavior
after a while
change is
when you
what
just
helps.
kind of, yeah, yeah, any change will help. It's just willing, like I said, it's your threshold, what you're willing to
Hmm.
accept.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
what you
guess for
accept.
me, I was willing to accept, okay, you got too much pride to say I'm sorry, but
Mm,
you trying to make a change. Okay, I'm gonna check you out for a little while.
right.
But
And
Well,
again, it's up to you.
I'm gonna give y'all a scenario that I had that was definitely a deal breaker.
mm,
Okay
We
then.
went we went took this young lady to the
What's
mountains
mm-hmm.
for Valentine's Day.
now what's up?
Had a good time.
Sound
Oh
real
yeah.
sweet, real romantic right there, man.
Oh
When we
yeah.
got back, she
Mm-hmm.
disappeared for 2 weeks.
Good gracious.
Couldn't get on the phone.
Where they do that at?
You know, she just disappeared. Then came back, and I'm asking, okay, so what happened for these past 2 weeks? Where have you been?
That's crazy, bro.
Had the audacity to tell me that they met up with their ex to see if they could work it out.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, wait a minute, so
Ooh.
we didn't have a good time in the mountains? Yeah, 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 we had a good time, but so you went back to talk to your ex to see, man, what you doing over there, man?
My bad. Go ahead, bro.
You making a lot of noise.
What's up? Oh, you can hear that. My bad. Turn it off, man. My
Yeah,
bad. I ain't realized that. My
you
bad.
messing
Thought
up
he,
my story.
thought he
Go
had a
ahead, bro.
male rose over there.
Yeah, yeah, that what it sounded like, wasn't it? He get it in. What?
No, sir.
You know,
There will be none of that.
Yeah.
but anyway, so and
But yeah, brother. My
I
bad.
was like, so how did that work out? It didn't work out. I said, well, I don't know why you coming back to me now.
So
That was
you
a
was
deal
Right.
breaker.
done. That was like a deal breaker saying, okay, so yeah, yeah, understanding that. So,
You know what I'm saying? I'm
overall,
like,
Oh, hold on. My bad, smoke. So you saying so when she figured out that it wasn't gonna work out with this other guy, she came back to you? Is that what you're
she
that's
saying?
basically
came
what you're
back.
saying.
She
Oh
called me
no,
back.
sir.
I'm
I'm
like,
not gonna be
hey,
anybody's second choice.
hey,
Yeah.
No, no.
I told her, ain't no apple bottoms that you want to put down for now. They come back and put them on. That's not gonna happen.
That's crazy. That's wow. That is
All right
amazing.
then. All right
Wow.
then. So fellas, we're gonna keep pushing with this here. So
Yeah.
what y'all another thing I kind of notice about deal breakers too, and I've heard this from several people and people in conversation. They say lack of ambition, motivation, which means
Oh man.
what's your what is
Oh my
your what's your goals? What are your
God.
what's your intentions? You
Right.
sit around here and be having eight,
Hobbies.
8 year relationships with no marriage, person just ain't motivated to even contribute to the relationship.
Mm,
What y'all think
that's
about that?
crazy.
I'm pretty sure that the women will want to have something to say about that part. 'Cause they seem to think it's us usually that don't have the ambition in life. But I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I
Mm,
done seen it where the woman don't have no. It's that thing they show you everything until they lock you in. And I'm not saying all women, ladies.
No, no,
I'm
no.
not saying all women,
Absolutely. Make
but
that
there are
correct.
some women out there
Hmm.
who would do everything to get your attention, to gain your interest. And once they lock you in, oh, they go out the window all of a sudden. It just, it just, it just,
it's the what they call the bait and switch
But
technique.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
now, ask your
just
question.
blow, it just blowing the wind like this fan right here. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Just go
okay.
out the window.
So ask your question here. So you don't think it might be possibly maybe that person became like depressed? Possibly the person might became ill because some people really does confuse that ambition and motivation, and it's like, hey, didn't your wasn't your partner sick? Wasn't your partner didn't your partner have some depression going on, something like
Mm,
that? How do you support that? So I don't think it's just always once I lock you, I make that change. Sometimes it could be what I just mentioned, depression. Maybe some illness, car accident might have happened where they had to be out of work or
I
something
mean,
for a
that's
while. There might be
different.
some setbacks.
I mean, that's different. Then that's where on your part you take on the responsibility of making sure that they're okay, because you should be understandable. It should be an understanding then that they can't do or be who they were before because of those situations. But we
Hmm.
talk about people who ain't had depression or people who haven't been in no accident.
Or got
We talk
commitment
about,
issues.
huh?
Or
Yeah,
commitment issues.
yeah, yeah. But
Hmm.
but 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 once again, that's if they have commitment issues, they showed you a false side of them in the beginning.
Hmm.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are just they love the idea of being married,
Holla.
Oh yeah, the title, bro. They love
but
the
but
title,
but don't really know the work that goes into being married
and it's a lot.
and to make that relationship continue to grow
Hmm.
and
Hmm
flourish. That's where the
That's facts.
ambition is lost.
Yes, sir. That's facts.
Because your first couple of years gonna be the honeymoon phase always.
Hmm
But then once that first disagreement happens, how do we go from there? Because sometimes some people can't handle that part. They be like, I didn't know it was like this.
Here, how do you act in a disagreement? Like if
I've heard that
Yeah.
line before. I didn't know
bruh,
it was
like
like this.
imagine a
Yeah.
person shutting down for literally for days. Like that's my reality. Literally shutting down for days, not saying a word to me, bro. Like
That's crazy.
that, bruh. Like when you talk about red flags and deal breakers, bro. And a lot of time we as men we kind of ignore those red flags and those deal breakers, man.
Yeah.
And I think at least for the good guys, I think we feel like we can fix them and we can be enough for them.
Well, by
But
nature, by nature, men are fixers by nature.
right,
That's
exactly.
one. That's
Right.
And
something natural in us. It's fixers.
it go
Which,
both ways for the ladies.
Of
They
course.
sometimes they can change our ideas of how things should go
True.
to.
yeah,
It
True.
go both ways.
True.
yeah.
But you at some point you gotta realize that some people are not your assignment. You understand what I'm saying? They
Right.
are not your assignment. It is I was not put on this earth to fix you. Now I can come into your life and if you see where my value is important in your life, then we can work together and make some things happen. But if you so messed up and you got like childhood trauma that hasn't been dealt with, I can't fix you. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
think we as men got to realize that it's these women are not our. Some women are not our assignment. Some of them are just too far gone, bro. If their mama couldn't help them and their family couldn't help them, you just a dude off the street, dog. You ain't got a chance in
Well,
hell, man.
yeah, but you got
Gotta
to
let it go, bro.
also.
You
I
gotta let it
mean,
go.
of
Go
course,
ahead, bro.
they got to want to seek the help themselves too. If you're dealing with someone who don't think they have a problem, some people don't think they have a problem. They just think they normal. They
Yeah,
and they actually think that they have
normal.
handled they actually think that they have already come to grips and handled that trauma that they had.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they think that some
They
people
think
don't realize the trauma that they experience has really affected their lives because they can't see that they're affecting other people with it.
and everybody in their life, bro.
Right. So,
Wow.
somebody, they might be like, what you mean something wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good.
Right.
Right.
They'll tell you that in a minute. I'm good. Ain't
Oh,
nothing wrong with me.
oh, nobody think
Somebody
they
be wrong with
crazy.
you. Yeah.
Nobody gonna say they crazy. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course not. So yeah. So once you see that somebody's not trying to seek help or try to realize that they are hurting the person that they will,
Right.
at some point that's gonna be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. Because
I can
if
see that.
historically,
Definitely.
if historically you've ruined all of the friendships and relationships you've been in, that's a you thing. That's your problem. That's not me.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got friends I've been cool with for decades. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gotta talk to them every day, but if I call them or they call me, we pick that phone up. You'll think we've been
You
like
don't stop
I
talking.
ain't missed a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't
Right.
miss a beat.
Right.
But that's
I get
that's
you.
my personality, my attitude. That's how I don't
That's
keep
mine too.
score in relationships or even friendships. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Good point.
You do something for me, I do something for you. I ain't like, oh man, you owe me, and like I ain't holding grudges in these relationships. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Mhm.
not at
I
all.
don't think there's a point in holding a grudge. My saying is, I've always said this: you are in control of your happiness. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
As far as we know, we ain't got but
Right.
one life. As far as
One
we know,
life. One life to
bruh,
live.
I wasn't put on this earth. You understand me? To be miserable, to be unhappy, unfulfilled. I
Correct.
refuse to put up with a person that does not and doesn't have the capacity to pour into me the way I pour into them. You understand?
Correct.
Ooh-wee.
Correct.
I'm not gonna do
Summarize.
it, bro. So
Correct.
and that's why I don't think I'm a quitter, but I see when like the battlefield is not even. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in all this work and I'm giving everything I got, and for it to be not received, you know what I'm saying? Accordingly,
Yes.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
you gonna know when you fight for the relationship if they fighting back. They
it
fighting
takes
for it
two.
too.
It does
You
Oh,
take
know what
two.
I'm
you
saying?
definitely know unless you just blind as a bat. You
Yeah.
Right,
gonna know.
right,
You definitely
exactly,
gonna
man.
know. All right, so
But,
fellas, here go
but
another one for you
oh,
though.
Give me.
Oh,
okay.
go ahead, show. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but sometimes that love can be so strong that it does make you blind. That's all I want to say.
Ooh, love do make
Bruh.
you
Go ahead
blind,
though.
boy.
Go
Got to put
see
on
it.
them
Hey,
red Potts glasses,
go
from
see an
Harlem
optometrist,
Nights, boy.
ophthalmologist,
Yeah.
whatever they are. Go see one of them. Get your eyes checked, bro.
We go
Love ain't
lens
blind.
crafters.
Yes,
Love
sir.
ain't
We go
blind.
lens
Hey,
crafters.
Be
see
looking like
what you
red
want to
Potts
see.
from Harlem Nights, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel no different.
Right.
I don't feel no different.
All right, so fellas, now here's another one for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, boy, I hear this from the fellas all the time. Rarely from the ladies. Excessive clinginess.
Clinginess.
Clinging.
Clinginess.
Oh man,
Excessive clinginess.
I'm very touchy feeling. I'm a
Yeah.
I
very
mean,
I know my love language is touchy feely. I don't know if that's a
yeah,
love language, but I'm physical.
You
I
know
like
what?
cuddling. I like touching. You
yes,
walk past me, I'm gonna slap you on your ass. I'm telling you, I don't
yeah.
give a damn.
That's
But
a love
you
language.
just walk
That's
to
a
the
love language.
refrigerator, I'm a bloop,
Ah,
for no
yep.
reason.
Every
I don't
time.
know if I'm around you and I got that kind of love for you. Oh, you getting touched.
Whether it's round or flat, I'm still gonna smack. I'm happy.
That's neither here nor there.
You said round or flat.
That is neither here nor there. Right. It
Whether it's
does not
round or
matter,
flat,
brother.
baby.
If I
I'm
care
touching
for
something
you,
back there. There's some
you
skin
know,
back
if
there
I
No
care
somewhere.
for you,
matter
I
what
love
show,
you, I'm
boy.
gonna slap whatever back there. I'm gonna hit it. Blop. And go on about my
Yes,
day. You
sir.
know what I'm
Ooh-wee.
saying? But now, when
No
you say
round, no
excessive
round or flat.
clinginess, you
Yes, sir.
mean like your mate is a very clingy person?
Yeah, yeah. It's something that's
How
not,
was that
that
bad?
is a
Break that
form of
down to me, because
that's a form of clinginess too, but also
I'm a
meaning
little
like
clingy. But go
you
ahead.
kind of like needing constant validation.
I ain't that
Need
damn clingy. I don't need no
those are
validation.
the deal breakers. I don't think a little touch on that butt don't mean nothing. But
Right.
being a little bit of, yeah, that's right. Shout out to Amarion. Touch. Anyway, uh so here's the thing here. cleanliness is like, just needing constant validation. I just need you by my side at all times. If I go to work, I'm calling you, even though my job is
Oh
busy, but
no,
I got to at least talk to you 3 or 4 times while I'm at work. Come on
don't do me
home,
like that.
baby. What we doing today? Let me decompress. That's what I mean
Mm,
by excessive cleaning. Are those
Let
the
me
deal breakers?
nah.
Or
Let
is
yeah.
that
Let
just or is that just giving or is it or to some people is that considered just paying attention, like giving you the attention that you need?
let me miss you. I work the type of job where I'm out there 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Who knows? It all depends on
Mm-hmm.
how the day goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got a whole routine. I'm gonna be listening to some music, got a podcast going, got some going on, got co-workers, friends, whatever. That's kind of like my time that I use to, I can just really be myself and just, what I'm saying, no judgment. I can just be my crazy self or whatever. Uh I it's a problem to me because I feel like I'm a very expressive person. I'm gonna say, hey babe, I love you before I leave. At night, I'm gonna tell you I love you. I'm gonna do things. You gonna know I love you. It ain't no need for you ain't gotta call me all day because I'm not gonna call you all day and all night.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be all right. Like if I'm at work, I'm talking to my people, doing what I do, I'm at peace. It's that work life balance thing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I'm at work, that's my work routine. When I'm at home, I got a home routine. Like for instance, usually when I get home, I ain't coming in the house on my phone. You got me. When I'm at home, I ain't on this phone. I ain't look, it's you got me at home. So, from the time I get home to the time I leave in the morning, that's our time. You know what I'm saying? Now not said you can't call me, because by all means, if you need me, I'm there for you. You know what I'm saying? But I would
Absolutely.
let just calling just to be calling and I mean,
Yeah, I
you
just
can
want
hit
to
me
hear
up
you
and check up on
breathe.
me. Right. You can hit me up and check up on me. That's cool. But don't call me all day. I'm gonna probably get offended, like a little lightweight offended. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Hold on. I just talked to you 10 minutes ago. What? What's
Yeah,
Well,
like
going
what's
on
yeah,
with you?
yeah.
now
No,
that's
that's
definitely
annoying,
excessive right
bro. I
there.
don't like to be annoyed. I'm gonna,
10
I'm gonna
minutes.
say that's a no for me, bro.
What you say about that show?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Now, yeah, now if they call it back to back to back, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But, if you call and you just saying, hey, I was just thinking about you, how your day going, that's fine,
hmm
But, and then, what if she call you and say, hey, I'm going to have something special for you when you get home?
Oh, that is.
That's going to make you work good all day, right? Right? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yes,
Boy,
sir.
boy, boy, put
You
me
Yes,
back
know,
into it.
sir.
but how
Yes, sir.
often, but anyway, so I'm just saying it depends on what the call is about. Then it might be something important. But yeah, if you call in every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes,
Hmm.
then
Mm,
yeah, so now you kind of interrupted the flow of my day. And
very
besides,
true.
like for me, um, the type of work I have, I can only answer my phone when there's a break, if I have one. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
And like even when I drove trucks with you, you know, when we were throwing that concrete, man, if you call,
Like
okay,
them
I'm gonna
slab.
answer. Yeah, yeah. If you call, I'm gonna answer. But I ain't gonna be still there too long. 'Cause I got to pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah, me go them
So
back there telling you,
yeah,
pull
nigga,
back
no,
out.
no
Yeah.
mice, no
No,
mice.
all that,
But
all that
and
sign
all
language,
that,
bro.
ay ay ay, all that stuff. But
Uh,
so
What did he say? Ay ay ay.
yeah,
yeah.
hey, to my
Pasa
Latino brothers
way.
and sisters, not trying to be fun. I'm just reliving my
Them
concrete
days,
driving
dog.
days.
Oh yeah,
Right.
look, yeah,
Right.
that's right.
But
hmm
but yeah. So I mean, it depends on what the call is about and how many times you call it. Yeah, it can get a little annoying. I mean, I might get on people's nerves. So I don't know. It depends on where your level of love at that time with your significant other.
Yeah, so definitely that's not considered a lack of commitment, which is what I'm leading to.
hmm
Um, Definitely that's a deal breaker for anybody is a lack of communication. Definitely to me, communication is definitely important because like always, it's gonna create misunderstandings.
Mm.
So
So I was just thinking, it also depends on like how much time you have in that particular relationship too. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
just met you, we like a month
That's
in.
deal
You
breaker.
know, you babysitting that phone. You babysit. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying?
I'm
Every
about to say,
time
wait a
she
minute,
call
Show.
you,
Deal breaker.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
babysit.
If you just met,
Hold on, this man says a deal breaker after month. So you mean the honeymoon stage is a
That's
deal
the
breaker?
honeymoon, dog.
are we talking marriage or we just talking about dating?
No, I'm talking meeting
Dude,
somebody.
don't be specific. We say relationship beginning.
Mm-mm.
I'm just
At the
saying,
beginning.
come on.
Because listen, if we only been talking for a couple of months and ain't nothing happened and we haven't established that we gonna
Hold
be
on, whoa, Paul. You ain't hit it in a couple of months?
yeah. If you ain't hit in a
Oh,
couple of
okay.
months,
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Proceed. I'm about to question your game. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on now, bro.
oh wait a
2
minute now.
months? We grown now,
Look,
dog. We
I'm married. I can't talk about that no more.
right. Well, I
But
mean, I'm talking back then, long time ago. I'm talking about
yeah,
yeah. I
long,
long,
mean,
long,
long time
long
ago.
time ago.
Long,
We
long, long,
got
long
you,
long,
time
long
man.
ago.
We
time ago.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah,
Come
well,
on,
I get
dog.
that.
Come
All
on,
right,
dog.
no. So
Come on, dog.
here's one to finance. You know the old saying,
Mm.
romance without finance is a
Mm.
damn nuisance.
That's what they say, man.
You know, I kind of think.
Now I
Let me
done
try
dated
not to
some broke girls
sound.
before. I done
Let me
dated
try
some
not
broke
to
women before.
sound. Try not to sound chauvinistic on this, but it might come off that way. If I do, I apologize. But sometimes that be mainly on the woman's side who be worried about the finances more than the man because we always working towards getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? We might not
Yeah.
come in a relationship with the bag at first.
Well, yeah, and you're right. And but here's a situation. Maybe we can clear this up. Give you a situation.
Okay.
What about if you just a guy that ain't got your stuff together? I don't want to
Mm,
say the cuss word, but we already know to get your ish together.
yeah.
Mm.
But you're in the middle of trying to date somebody. That means if you ain't got your ish together, how
You don't
can
need to
you
be
take
Mm.
dating.
them out on a date?
You don't need to be dating. Oh, you better get creative. You better create. You
Talk about
better
that, bro. What you
you
got
better
to do?
make a hey boo boo make a picnic basket or
Hey,
something. You better figure out something.
that
Because
is, bro.
if you trying to court a lady, and you know what I learned, dude, during my single days,
Go ahead.
depending on the woman that you've chosen to ask out, a lot of women don't. They want to see how creative you are
I
with
believe
your
that. I
with
agree
your
with you on
thought.
that.
How much thought did you put into a date?
Right.
And
Mm.
a lot of times we get caught up in the society thing of, oh, we gotta take them to Ruth Chris for the first date, or we gotta take them,
Oh, no, no,
you
no, no,
know,
no. Paul, hold on, right? I apologize, show. I refuse. I that's why I don't give out marital advice since I am not want to do such thing because I'm not married. But I
correct,
will tell you this based off my singleness, if you will. I I might not even like you. So why would I go spend $200 at Ruth Chris on a meal? At the end of the night, I'm like, I don't even like her. The conversation wasn't there. She was probably
well,
cute, but she had nothing else going for it. So my thing is this: I take you to Starbucks. We're gonna have a coffee. We're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna get to know
correct,
you. Before I
correct,
spend some money on you, I'm gonna get to know you. I'm sorry.
right,
I don't give a
Coffee
I don't
and
give a damn.
right,
convo.
Ruth Chris is dessert is reserved rather
right,
for real relationships, brother. You understand
correct.
me?
But a lot of
Oh
people don't
man.
think that
I'm
way.
not gonna. I'm
But
not doing no
but
first date at Ruth Chris. No
right,
sir.
right. But the problem
No
is,
sir.
now I didn't say I would go to Ruth Chris either. But what I'm saying is, a lot of guys try to come in with flexing like they got it like that.
I'm not that guy.
And they gonna take her out and they gonna whoa her. Yeah, of course. I mean, of course, we're not those guys because we never. That's unheard of to go on the first date and ain't nothing, ain't nothing
Boy,
guaranteed. You know what I'm
stop.
saying? So,
I can understand what
What?
you're saying. Go ahead.
but
Preach.
Wish I
but
would.
but I'm just saying though, sometimes some guys lead in with, yeah, I got this, I'm doing this. Some guy got that grandiose complex.
Mm. Break that
Mm.
You
down right
know,
quick for those that
I'm
don't
about to say,
understand what
show break. Good question, man.
please,
Break that on down there.
they fake
please.
it, they fake it until they make it, but then sometimes they don't even make it.
How about to
You know
say?
what I'm saying?
Wow.
They're gonna make you think they're doing big things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make you, they try to make you think that they got it like that. You
Oh,
know, that's just like the cat you always see with the water money in his hand, and that's probably for his rent.
Mm.
But he
right.
gonna flex it. He gonna show you like he got it, like he peeling off hundreds.
That light being money.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? But
Mm.
so yeah, that complex is serious, man. Some people want to make you think they can do this for you, or I can do this for you, and they think that's a way of wooing a woman into the bedroom or into a relationship. But
It's
but
Atlanta,
really,
bro.
but really, if men think,
Uh-huh.
if men stop to think, sometimes women want to see how creative you are with what type of thought process you put
I love it.
into when you want to take them out. So
That's right.
yes, a coffee at Starbucks is great, especially if you don't have a lot of money. Going to
Mm.
get some ice cream,
Right.
that's great. You know what I'm saying? Or going to the park. You know, I'll stop and get some Subway sandwiches or something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's the creativeness that women look for sometimes. So that goes back to what you said earlier, Smoke, about your ambition. Because if you can show a woman that you are creative enough to think of how to date them, they would love that about you
Amen.
before you show them what you got in your wallet.
But
You see what I'm saying?
may I say this? I've learned that not every woman deserves to be taken out. A
Okay,
lot of
yeah.
these women deserve to have their drawers taken off. That's it, dog. That's it. I'm just calling it like I'm calling
Oh
it
my
like I see it.
Oh,
Hey, bro,
flag on the play. Where my
listen,
whistle at? Where
everybody
my
don't
whistle?
get to meet the family. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody
Right?
get
No,
to meet the
no,
family.
no, it don't. No,
So
they
you
don't.
gotta
Good
have the
googly moogly,
discernment.
boy.
You gotta pray for discernment. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask the Lord, Lord, can you just show me what this young lady is about,
It's just like,
so that I
it's just
don't
like,
waste time
So other
taking her
word for
out
you,
when I
sometimes you
should
can be
be.
like, just show her through the draws.
Come on now, bro.
so,
I'm just
so,
saying.
Yeah, man,
so,
it's crazy.
Yes, sir.
can you give us some examples of the ones
Absolutely.
who just need to
Thanks for
have
asking.
the drawers
Thanks
taken
for
off?
asking, buddy. Absolutely. Let me tell you, most of these young ladies, I'm gonna tell you, it's that time of year. It's summer dress season, fellas.
Oh yeah,
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
oh
Ooh,
yeah,
y'all know what I'm talking about. When that wind blow,
Oh,
you
the
can't
sun.
tell whether or not they
yeah,
got them drawers on. You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about? And they be cut
You
and they
can
be
do this right
curvy.
here.
Come on, that part. Right there, bro. Right there. Now, what I've noticed is a lot of the summer dress clan,
Uh oh.
those are the ones you just want a night or two with them. I ain't investing nothing
How you
in the summer. Most of the summer dress women, I ain't invested nothing in them, dog. No time, no net.
how you
But
come
I
up with
want to
that
get
conclusion?
close to them. I want to
How you
feel
come?
them. You know what I'm saying? I want to touch them.
I
That's the
got,
point.
I
But
can't take no more of this.
a lot of times, I like class. I like classy women, bro. Call me different. I'm a little weird. I'm weird as shit. I'm
The
saying
summer dress ain't classy.
oh no, sir. In
Okay,
most cases, I'm talking
you
about.
teaching me something.
But I'm like, you know the one dog. They showing you everything they got. You ain't got to wait for them to take it off. You already know what she got. You looking right at it. You can see it from the front and the back. You know what I'm talking about, that
Okay,
brother? From the
okay, summer
front and
dress.
the back. That's all right for a good evening at a hotel. Wait a minute, a motel even. Just a cheap little leave the lights on for me. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my lord.
I don't
Not
talk
the
about
Motel
this. You
Six.
know what
Not the
I'm talking about?
Motel Six. Not the
Even the
Man, look
Motel
here,
Six.
six.
bro. Why would I invest anything else? They're bringing nothing to my life of value. They have one
Okay.
thing to offer. Let's get that done tonight. We get that over with right now. We get in that right now. But a
Oh
nice,
my
classy woman.
God.
Now there are a lot of classy women do wear the summer dresses as well. But just think about the ladies who have a not so much a summer dress, but you kind of look at them and kind of tell like the assets are asset. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
she ain't just got it all out there for everybody to see. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me
That
think about it.
class, it's a certain level of class, bro.
Make you wonder.
That, bro, that it's just something about a classic woman that just does something to my spirit and my soul. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
bro?
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's the level of discernment you gotta have, dog. Who get that
Okay.
Motel 6 activity, and then who gonna go get to meet your parents? You know what I'm saying? Those are
Right.
two totally different women, dog. Because
So you
everything that
telling
look good
me?
ain't good for you. I'm sure y'all guys can agree with that.
Okay now.
So you
Mhm.
telling me that you can figure that out just by seeing them in the sundress that they're not worthy of coming to meet
Well,
the
now,
parents?
if I sit back and I observe them, right, I don't really
Right.
like to do that because that kind of
That
gives
seems
stalker
weird.
vibes.
Yeah, that
Right,
seems
that's a little
weird.
weird. I ain't
Okay.
that weird, bro. I don't do that. But
Right.
a lot of times you can kind of tell how it's something about their spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Some of them had that Jezebel spirit. You know what I'm talking about?
Ah,
You
Okay.
can always tell, man. Them the ones that trying to get all the attention, trying to, they want the free drinks, and they
hmm
want all the, everything that comes with that. But the classy ones, they sit back and, oh, now I want your free drinks. I can pay for my own. She pull out that card and pay for her own thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just a certain level of I don't know, man. How do I even describe that, man? But the ladies of class just have a certain glow about them. So I can see that. I can see that glow, bro. I can see that. I be like,
Okay.
oh yeah, she classy. She ready. I
So
want her.
so
I
without
want her.
talking to him, you already know.
I ain't even gotta say a word to her. I can just sit back and
Okay.
I just pay
Oh,
attention
I
now.
wish I had
I
those
guess I
senses
get
right
my
there.
spidey senses. I get my spidey senses
I guess I
my,
ain't a mutant. I ain't a mutant like I thought I was.
yeah, I'm not
Discernment.
either
Y'all gotta
because
gotta got to
my
learn discernment. You got
well
to learn it, brother.
well
Got to learn
That
this.
thing is
well now
What's
for
up, Show?
me, back in the day, long time ago.
long time
Uh
ago, bro. Before I even
yeah,
Five
yeah.
5 years ago.
No.
no dog.
Okay.
No
Not
dog.
25.
This
25.
Two
this
years
over
2 years ago.
no, this over 15 years, bro.
Yesterday. Talk
But
about it,
listen,
show.
Dang.
you crazy. But listen, so for me, that my discernment comes from I might see you and you're a beautiful woman, and I say hello, but then you talk like you haven't read a book a day in your life.
Yeah.
Now that right there, that's a deal breaker.
Mm.
Cause
Mm.
I
If
can,
she know if she
I
know any
gave.
Sexy Red song, that's a deal breaker.
Oh
My
my
pink,
god,
my booty, a whole brown.
yes, yes,
I can't, baby. I can't. I
yes,
can't.
Oh no.
We'll
yes,
go to
yes, yes.
Motel
The
6. No,
sexy
we go to Motel
red,
6. We can
you
do that.
know, all of that. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you turn around and you be like, "Ain't nothing," what your name is? If you ask me like
Oh,
that, I'm like,
And you gonna be like,
oh,
this. Man, my name is Show.
"No, I'm not."
You'll be clenching your little hat together. My name is Show. Don't lie. You ain't gonna
Now,
do it because you gonna look around like this and be like,
that right there
ain't
might
nobody
be.
around here I know. My name is Show.
Now that right there would have been Motel 6. You know what I'm
mm,
saying?
There you go.
right.
Now we're telling some truth around here.
Right.
Mm,
That right there might be Motel 6. But I mean, I've been some classy ladies in my time that
But
had on
Ash, you know what though?
sundresses.
But it's something about that Ashy lady is sometimes, something
I
about that
said
Ashy lady.
classy. Ain't nobody said ashy, bro.
I'm just saying for me, man. Sometimes Ashy
oh,
is good.
the man speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Talk
Ashy.
to him, Smoke. Break
Sometimes
it
some
Okay, you gotta explain now. Break
break
yeah,
it
that
well,
down,
down.
Smoke. Break
well,
it down.
Break that down.
sometimes you don't want classes. Sometimes you want it's like you go to Baskin Robbins. How many flavors at Baskin Robbins?
They say
31.
31.
31.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm. That's like going to Baskin Robbins and ordering vanilla when you got cookies and cream right there. When you got strawberry or some of your country boats, strawberry,
That mint
Yeah.
chocolate chip. Go ahead.
mint chocolate chip,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Peach.
maple bacon,
Yeah.
Mm.
pecan,
Or everybody favorite butterscotch.
Mm.
pistachio.
Rocky
So,
Road.
right. So what I'm saying is
Mm.
it's nice that we talking about we like these classy women. That's beautiful sometimes, but sometimes you just want a little ash. Just want some ash on it.
Mm.
Sometimes you just need that, like Mike said, you just need a quick fix. Cause that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. Nah, he
Okay,
said
that's
it.
all I'm just clarifying. All
He
Mhm.
right,
said that.
so we're gonna move on before we get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Before y'all get in trouble. Don't
Okay,
I
let me
mean,
so,
hey,
hey,
so, so,
don't be
hey,
so
blaming me now.
yeah,
hey.
I ain't gonna be in trouble, man. I ain't gonna be in trouble, man. I put it down. Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
You think I'm a Gator fan, baby? I put it down.
Right.
Straight
Hey
up, man.
man, we ain't gonna see him for the next show, dog.
Nah, man.
He
That's
might
All
not
right,
be on
so
the next show, dog.
last and but not least,
yes, sir.
we go keep this one here a little PG, okay?
They do it.
I mean, I
For
thought we been PG
hygiene.
the whole time. Go ahead.
For hygiene.
Oral
That
hygiene.
is a deal breaker. I mean,
That's
do
a
you
big
want
time deal breaker.
I mean, absolutely. So let's give some detail to these people what they mean by hygiene, because we're not always talking about stinky booty or nothing.
Right.
Man, if your breath smell like a pack of Newports,
Right on.
walk
My,
off. I don't even want to
yeah.
talk to you.
You
You
know,
know,
I don't even like women that I don't
hey man,
particularly like women that smoke anyway
that mouth is the
because
first
I don't
impression,
smoke.
right?
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I mean, I tried smoking cigars a couple times. That
Mm,
might be an exception, but but somebody,
right,
child,
right.
I done had a hard day at work,
Blazing
now,
up,
pulling out
now,
the
now,
cigarette.
I mean,
man.
but now you're trying to tell me smoking is your deal breaker. If this woman got everything else together, she just like to smoke.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Somebody
don't
line
care.
up in here. You know what you got?
No,
I've never dated a woman that smoked.
I'm at the cosign for a man show, man. Yeah, never dated a smoker.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
To knock the couple down, but I ain't never dated a smoker. It's different. They
Right.
they
See, man,
different.
there's always some exceptions, man. You go take if that
Right.
smoke, yeah, if that smoker got all her ish together, that's just the
Mm-mm.
one flaw.
You
Man, get
No,
out
can't
of
hell
here.
have it.
no.
If you
I can't
smoke,
do.
that tell me you ain't got your ish together because you
I can't
smoke.
do it.
Nah, it's a highly
Yeah, I'm drawing the
opinionated
line.
thing right there. It's opinionated.
I'm sorry.
Got to
I
be
can't
careful.
do it. I can't do it
I get, I get it.
Right.
because then they might want to smoke in the house because they smoke, and I know they smoke.
Right.
I don't want smoke in my house.
I don't want to smell like secondhand smoke.
Yeah, none of
Mm,
that.
You know what
it's
I'm
a
saying?
good
I
Cause like
don't.
your
cologne out
hair.
I don't want you to rub your finger across my face and I smell it on your hand.
Oh man, bro, you
Mm-mm,
just gave me a visual, bro. Don't do that, man.
mm-mm.
I agree. That is
there.
disgusting.
Oh,
Y'all
Smell like
having fun and all. She just go across your nose, and now
yeah,
you
smell like toe
got that
jam and booty. Mm-mm.
Newport Slim.
all
Oh
right.
Lord, no, man. Yeah, it's that's a tough one, bro.
That's
That's
a
a
It
deal
tough
is.
breaker for me,
It
bro.
is,
one.
fellas.
Hmm.
It is. Well,
Yeah,
all right,
I
y'all.
I gonna tell you now. That's a deal
absolutely
breaker.
right.
All right now. That's a deal breaker for y'all. I
Wrap
don't
up
know,
that
man.
hookah.
I'm a very nicer guy, you know. Like I said, we're not perfect. So can I deal with the smoking? I can, but there are some boundaries. Like you said, I don't want my house smelling like smoke. At least come in after you finish smoking, brush your teeth.
Mm,
Like I said, nobody's perfect. We all got flaws. We all got things about ourselves. I mean, yes, for some people, smoking is a deal breaker. I mean, for me, I'm a little more willing to compromise on certain things.
mm.
Um, I think I'm trying to really think of a deal breaker for me, which is pretty
So
much what we listed,
so
abuse.
so
But I'm
smoke.
just
Can I ask
saying,
you a question?
go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? So you said you might deal with a smoker, right?
Yeah,
And we all know you smoke cigars.
love them.
But where do you smoke your cigars at?
I smoke them outside.
Okay. Or unless you go to an area where you can smoke like a cigar spot or whatever, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So so say you accept that woman who smokes cigarettes.
Right.
And y'all have already made is it's an understanding.
Understand.
There's absolutely no smoking in the house.
That's why I said the boundary.
And she
That's why you
come
got the
and you
boundaries.
come in the house
Hmm.
and it smells like a dingy club in there now. Cause
Then here's
she
the
decided to
thing.
light it up because she done
Mm.
had a bad day. So are you gonna let that slide 'cause she had a bad day? Or
No, no,
you
no,
are
no.
you
We
not
didn't
gonna
say
say
let's.
you should have went outside anyway?
No, no, no. They say communication is the key. So I'm gonna let it be known, of course. But if it keeps persisting, and then other things start persisting, which is to me is called a lack of respect, then you may have to consider some changes. But communication and respect. If she respects those boundaries with me, who am I to judge? I smoke cigars.
Mm.
You know, she might not say I don't like guys who smoke cigars. I'm like, well, dang, baby, you fine.
Yeah, she ain't the one for you.
And she ain't the one, but well, I'm not the one for her for sure
Right,
because she
Right,
don't want
right.
to deal. So then,
right.
fine, I have to accept that. But I mean, I'm just saying, For me, I'm a little lenient because everybody's flawed in a certain way. We all flawed. So I have to I've always put in myself saying that, this could be me. What would I do? What would that person do for me if I was a smoker, which I am. I smoke cigars, ladies and gentlemen, and I love them. But at the same time, I do have boundaries. Like I don't smoke them in the house, of course. I don't smoke them in my vehicles. I smoke them always outside. So that's the boundary. That's the respect. No, I'm not going to come up and kiss my kids or hug them. I'm going to go take a shower first. I'm going to go brush my teeth, floss, do the whole nine to get that smell off of me. But what I'm saying is if that person is willing to do those type of things, I can accept that.
I tell you what, Chris, man. If all else fails, man, get you a hookah, bro. I'm a hookah connoisseur. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
So with the hookah, of course you can do it in the house. It's just vapors.
Yeah, make the
So
house
there's
smell all
nothing
fruity.
right. You might get a little fruity smell at worst. You know what I'm saying? A fruity
Hmm.
smell in the house.
Hmm.
It don't leave you smelling no kind of adverse
Right.
ways or anything, man.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't hit it often, but right now I guess I'm averaging about once a month. Like, and I only smoke my own hookah. I don't do them club hookahs, bro. I don't.
Yeah, you gotta
Y'all
be
don't be
careful with
watching
those.
them hookahs.
You mess
Y'all
around and
don't
have a
watch them
bump
hookahs
on
at the
your
club.
lip.
I know y'all don't. All y'all just nasty. Hey, that's why I'm not gonna spend no $40 on a hookah at the club and get this nasty hookah. Man, I'm not doing it, bro. So
I
I
understand.
trust my hookah that I know I sterilize after each and every use. So I know I'm gonna get the clean and the freshest burn with my hookah. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Try that, Chris.
All right. So it's time for to wrap this thing up.
Yes, sir.
It's been a great topic. I enjoyed talking to you fellas and talking to everybody out there in podcast world, ladies and gentlemen.
For
I
sure.
am I am one of your hosts, Smoke.
And I'm your boy Show.
And of course, Mike Inno is in the building.
There you go. Hey,
And
subscribe to us, drop your likes. Hey, put some comments down below, things that y'all want us to talk about in the future. And we'll see
Right?
y'all again shortly.
That is. Yay,
Peace.
yay.
yeah.